Okay, this is where I was born, the area I was born. Our house was right here. And then my father, they rolled the house from here to another spot.
So you were literally born in the back,
Yeah.
and we're of course standing in the back of Mount Olivet, and
Olivet
it's
Church.
so beautiful back here.
And this will be the site I'm buried on. We'll be buried on.
And this will be your final
Final resting place.
in another 100 years, Mr. Wright. You must never leave us in another 100 years. It's beautiful back here. What do you think about when you're back on this spot now,
Well,
after 90 years?
really, I think when I was a little boy growing up, for some reason I always think about when I was little. Always, as I was growing up, and the things I used to do, and what people do for me. I always think about that.
And now that you're in this part of your life, what's left for you to do?
Do something for other people. That's what I want to do.
Beautiful.
Do something for other people.
Tell me about your parents, Mr. Wright.
Okay, my parents, they got married real young. My father didn't have much education. In fact, he didn't have any. My mother had a little bit. But my father believed that you should learn something. When we was growing up at young boys, he used to arrange it that we could work with a craftsman to learn a trade. And then he thought that we should go to school. He used to give us a choice from 7th grade, go to work or go to school. So I choose school. Both of us, our boys, choose school. So we went to school. And he had a real good friend. And he had 2 boys about our same age. The Dunmires, you saw their name over there. This person said, don't send both boys to school. Send one, and one would help the other one. So my brother was in the service. I went in the service. He got discharged in December 1946. I came home on leave, so we got home at the same time. And it so happened we was gonna leave home the same day. So that night we packing. So my daddy asked my brother, where you going? I'm going to Ohio. He said, where you going? I said, I'm going to Washington State. He called his friend Deke. He said, Deke was wrong. Y'all can't help each other.
Mr. Wright, tell me about your brothers, your sisters, what life was like growing up.
Okay, I have 1 brother and 3 sisters. I was the middle child. My oldest sister lived with our grandmother, and the other 4 of us lived together with our parents. My brother and my 2 younger sisters, they learned to cook, so I never learned to cook because I was the middle child. I liked to do the outside chores, so they let me do that, so I never learned to cook.